Good afternoon and a very warm welcome here to Orient Live. It's the final game before Christmas Day and we're going to hopefully have some nice gifts in the shape of goals for you. But I've got two nice gifts for you already. We've got Jabbo Bire and Joe Widdowson in the studio this afternoon. I'm Ollie Buck and the O's are facing Barnsley away. And it is that period of football where it feels like there's a game every other day. It's Christmas. It's time to sit back and unwind and enjoy some festive football.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, it's a time of year that's really busy, notoriously around the Christmas period. And, you know, if you get on a nice little run, you can get back-to-back wins, especially as a striker. If you get your early goal leading up during that Christmas period, you normally just go on a little bit of a run. So it's kind of a nice period for players.
I mean, you say it's a nice period for players. I'm saying we can sit back and enjoy the festive football. As the players, though, do they enjoy it as much? There's not much sitting back and relaxing. It's must be quite a relentless schedule. Had a lot of games in recent weeks. They're going to keep coming fast as well. They're going to need to stay off the mince pies.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a strange time of the year because it's so busy. Like you play so many games, but obviously there's loads going on with Christmas, and you want to be part of, be around your family and do other things. So I always remember being a really hectic time of the year, but saying that when football's going well and you are winning games and picking up results, you just feel energized. You bounce into the games. You hardly train because it's just all about rest and recovery. And when you're picking up points, you want the next game. You know what I mean? If you've got that momentum behind you and you're in good form, which thankfully the boys have been in recent weeks. So hopefully they're bouncing into today. Plenty of positivity and energy, and they've been good on the road as well in recent weeks.
Momentum is a key word there, and we have got it, as Joe says. I think it's just the one defeat in the last 10. We're keeping clean sheets. Our opponents today only one win in their last 5. The table might say one thing, but League One football might say another.
Yeah, totally. And like Joe was saying, the momentum's so important. And when you go into that, like I said, that Christmas period, and it's different when you're losing games and you ain't got that feeling behind you. You just think, Christmas, I want to be at home and I want some turkey or something. But when you're like really in the thick of things and you're trying to climb, there's no better feeling. Quick games, minimal training, play again, get that win, get that goal. Oh, you're buzzing. Really good.
Well, some exciting football in store, hopefully, and we're going to be bringing you every single second here on Orient Live. But first, before we look towards the team, let's hear from the gaffer, Sir Richie Wellens.
Gaffer, off to Barnsley on Saturday. We're 1 defeat in 10, so I imagine we're going there in a good place and in good spirits.
Yeah, like I said, we're not conceding goals. We've been really, really good defensively, and when you don't concede goals, it gives you a good platform to pick points in games. So we've got a lot of confidence. We're disappointed that we didn't pick up 3 points against Burton. I think maybe we just fell short of going that extra mile to gain the 3 points. But we just hopefully keep the run going. Difficult away trip to Barnsley. It's always difficult going up there, but we're very, very confident.
Just looking back at Saturday, do we almost take it as a little bit of a compliment the way that Burton felt they had to approach the game?
I think we've had other teams come here and do that. I think they respect that we've got quality in the team, the way that we set up. And I think they're fighting for their lives. They fought for every ball. They tried to block up the pitch. I think they came with a mentality about trying to stop us from playing and trying to get us on a counter-attack. So, I think that's happened a lot over the last 2 or 3 years. So it's nothing of a surprise. It's just up to us to come up with the answers and be better.
This week's been the first week you've had a full training week with the players. How beneficial has that been?
Yeah, I mean, you say a full week, but it's more managing the players' minutes because the schedule is been tough. It's going to get even tougher over the next 15, 21 days. So it's important that every single time we set foot on the pitch, we're going there fresh. And I think we'll pick a team that goes there fresh. We've got Jack Curry back now, fully fit. We've got Galbraith fully fit, so they'll bring freshness back into the team and energy. So, we want to pick a team to win that suits us tactically for that game, but we also need to pick players at 100% in terms of energy and have got the athleticism to go up there and compete.
Let's take a look at today's lineups then, and with the O's on the road, wearing the Sky Blue away kit. Hopefully they don't channel the other Sky Blue team who aren't in the best of form at the moment, but we won't talk about that too much. But starting in goal for the O's is Josh Keeley. Across the back line we have Jack Curry returning into the side following his illness, and Playing at right back is Ethan Galbraith. The two centre-backs is Dan Happy and Omar Beckles. In midfield, we have Jordan Brown alongside the captain Darren Prattley. Leading the line is Charlie Kelman, and then just behind him is Ollie O'Neill, Jamie Donnelly and Dan Adji. And on the bench for the O's is Noah Phillips, Jaden Sweeney, Brandon Cooper, Jack Simpson, Zachabiero, Darlang Jayasimi and Sonny Perkins. So a handful of changes. We've already touched on keeping things fresh, keeping an eye ahead to, we've got a fixture on Boxing Day in 5 days' time. I think Darren Prattley coming in is maybe a big indication of what she's expecting from this game. There's not the best conditions, tough northern away day. Do you expect he's expecting a bit of a battle here today?
Yeah, perhaps, and I think obviously we know Darren's got that great experience as well. So it's not just about what he brings from a football point of view. It's everything in terms of the communication. Like you said, galvanising the lads, making sure they're up for it, making sure they're prepared for, what the challenge ahead really, because we know he brings those leadership qualities. But I think also he can roll his sleeves up, and we know exactly what he's about. When he plays, he brings that grit, that determination. He'll put himself about. Won't get really get through a full game, but he'll give his all for an hour or so, and hopefully his presence out there today will be a big plus for us.
We haven't conceded in the league yet this month. 3 clean sheets on the bounce. Goals apart from that Burton game, put 2 past Wigan, put 3 past Bristol Rovers. When we are talking about form and confidence, really, looking at Barnsley today, we should be the ones going in there with more confidence, feeling more pumped and ready to take the game though.
Yeah, definitely. I think, we couldn't be in any better position than we are now. I mean, our run's been amazing. The fact that we're scoring and keeping clean sheets, we were very strong with that in League 2, and now we're showing a bit of that form now in League 1. We can go there knowing that we can actually get a good result here and potentially get the win, But obviously Barnsley, they're at home. They've just come off the back of a winless streak, and they won last game out. So, they're going to be seeing the game as a positive step for them to try to get back into the playoffs. So it's not going to be easy, but we're definitely well in the mix to get a decent result.
Just to touch on that Burton game, then it wasn't a pretty game of football. We couldn't really get into our groove and score as many goals as we have in the couple of games before that one. Today's going to maybe be a similarly tough test, you think? But we're going to have to try and get the ball down, play some Wellens ball and try and score some goals. Yeah,
I think obviously last week, Burton were, they came with a game plan. They worked really hard, and I think they earned their point. They rode their luck at times, and we had some good chances as well, particularly second half to try and score. But it's one of those games where it was just a bit of a frustrating one. Couldn't really find our rhythm and convert the chances that we had in front of goal. But I think slightly today Barnsley will come out a bit more there at home. Do you know what I mean? They will look to be a bit more on the offensive. Their crowd will be pushing them on. So I think there will be opportunities to kind of hit them on the break, and they will be a little bit open. More so than Burton were last week. But I think as well with the attacking players, you're asking sort of like young guys to go out and perform week after week. We're missing the likes of Jordan Graham and Theo who are sort of experienced attacking players who offer a lot. And without them, the onus is on these boys to keep producing game after game, and it's not always easy for them. I think they're doing well.
They are. They certainly are. And Charlie Kelman comes back into the side. Sonny Perkins dropping to the bench. Kelman and Adji starting today then. Ollie O'Neill as well, of course, in those kind of main 3 attacking positions. There's goals in there, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, Adji is in good form, and he brings a lot to the table, brings a lot to the attack, and Kelman's been out the side in recent weeks, so he's been watching, probably chomping at the bit, ready to take his opportunity. So now he's got the opportunity to be back in the side, and often as a striker or an attacking player, when you get that chance, when watching other people score, you want to get out there and have that moment, and I think he'd be very up for it today.
And as you said earlier, this is the opportunity where if the games are coming thick and fast and you want to bounce into it, a goal today would be massive for Kelman, and as I said, he's got it in him, don't you?
Yeah, 100%, and it's the perfect time to kind of get that form, get on that goal trail, because like I said, 5 days times another game, and then a few days later is another game, and then you can totally have like 2 goals in 3 games all of a sudden, and suddenly it's a whole different picture. So I think he'd be very much up for it and want to keep that shirt today.
Absolutely. And just quickly, another player in that attacking set up, who's really started shining recently, is Jamie Donnelly. He took a while to maybe find his way into the side, find his way how Richie wants him to play. But in recent weeks, he's keeping Ethan Galbraith out of that 10 position. Yeah. He's really stepped up, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. You know, you can tell that he's learning, he's improving, he's getting used to the level and the difference in sort of like under 21 football and real men's football, where it's you get less time on the ball, it's a lot more physical. And there's that that need to pick up points, so it's a different kind of pressure. But I feel like he's been doing well. He strikes me as like a real natural number 10. Like he likes to play in the half spaces. He likes to get on the ball. He's very cultured. Left-footed, easy on the eye. I think probably the next challenge for him now is to really kind of like contribute with those match-winning moments. Like whether it's passing, assisting, getting on the score sheet more often. That's probably the next step that the manager will be looking to see from him. But he's really starting to establish himself and starting to show what he's about at the moment.
Well, more to come on the team shortly, but first let's take a look and see how some of the squad have been spreading some festive cheer early this week as they visited Whipps Cross Hospital and visited the children there.
Myself and a few other players have done a visit to Homerton Hospital. We've come to a variety of different wards and just a variety of different patients, younger, older, and handed out some Christmas presents and just had a little chat. We also got to see a rehab facility where a few patients are recovering from, I think it's neurological injuries. We've been doing that this afternoon and just hopefully spreading some positivity and a bit of love.
Yeah, lovely to come and bring smiles to people's faces. To come here for an hour, give it an hour of your time is nothing like. You enjoy being here. Once you're here, time flies, especially when you meet people and you have a conversation with them. Obviously the young kids are in here, they've had an injury just to get well, but the actual people that we see today with brain injuries, where they come in and they're in a wheelchair and a couple of weeks later they're back out there walking. So the job that they do at this hospital was just speaking then to someone who was a former Charlton player, and I was having a conversation to him about Charlton, and he was remembering all the people he used to play with in the youth team and that, and you could see at the time his wife welling up because he can't really relate to the people in the hospital when it comes to talking about football, but when he had us here talking about his football, she was excited to see him speaking. So just for that is amazing. It made me quite emotional, and it was a good day all round.
Visiting a load of kids, saying hi to them and their families, which was really lovely. And then we came over talking with people who have brain injuries and just saying hi and taking pictures and just trying to spread a bit of joy. I mean, it hits really close to the heart, doesn't it, right? It's one of those things where you take a lot of it for granted and then you step into this environment and you just feel a warm sense of just like making someone else smile. And even if it's just for a small moment of their day when they're struggling, it's really, really nice. And it's what we should be doing in the community, and I think, it's great. Coming with the men and doing this together, just both of our teams together, it shows that, we are one club. It's not the women's team or just the men's team. We're the O's, and to come and spread joy to everyone is just really nice. And it's also nice to see, and some of the girls were actually really excited to see someone from the women's team as well, which was also kind of nice. So yeah, it's good just to have everyone here.
I think it's nice that we're able to come in here, and obviously people in less fortunate or difficult situations at the moment, and especially around Christmas, and hopefully cheer some people up. Especially seeing some of the young kids here today, it's nice to be able to give them some presents and take pictures with them and cheer them up, and it's nice to see.
I was born at Homerton Hospital. Obviously I don't remember it much, but it was kind of a full circle moment for me to be able to come back in and see some of the kids and the other patients who are here at the moment, so it was really nice. I think it's important that we can kind of give back to our communities, and for me obviously this is the main community for me, because without this place I wouldn't be here, so yeah, it was important.
It's Christmas time, and for many years now the Orient club have been fantastic in sending some of their team players down from both the men's and women's teams, and coming and seeing both our children and some of our less fortunate patients who are actually recovering in our expert rehabilitation unit. Always been fantastic supporters to their local hospital, and it's always great to see them.
Happy New Year. Fantastic stuff there from the team. Right then, just a reminder, if you're watching on live on our YouTube, then today's stream is available for international fans to watch here on Orient Live with the match pass for just £10. And if you're watching our YouTube from within the UK, you can have an audio pass to listen along with Dave Victor and Matt Hiscock. Just head over to the Orient website to pick up your match pass from the streaming centre. And also, we're going to look forward to our 3 home games in this festive period. Our match against Crawley on the 26th on Boxing Day is all but sold out. You might be able to pick up a ticket if you're lucky. But there are fixtures against Cambridge United on December 29th and Shrewsbury Town on January the 4th. And tickets are available for both of them. And if you're going to be in the UK over the Christmas period, then just head online to pick up your tickets to get down to the Gotham Group Stadium and hopefully watch lots of goals, lots of points, and enjoy yourself and be merry. Right then, let's return to talking about the O's just very quickly before we look at the home side. Defensively, I think we need to talk about Jack Curry, who's come back in for Jaden Sweeney, who had 2 very good performances. But it obviously speaks volumes about how much Richie likes Jack. So he's come back in, it's been a solid defence, and hopefully that continues today.
Yeah, I think, Jack's obviously been really good since he's come to the club, and missed out through sort of no sort of dip in form, if you like. We know he's we've sung his praises quite often on here. I think he's a very good all-round fullback. Gets forward, defends really well, solid. Reliable on the ball. And we all love Sweens. He's come through the academy and he's a local boy and everything, and he's done really well the last couple of games. So it's a difficult decision for Richie. And I think the fact that Sweens has done so well means that hopefully Jack knows that come back in today, he's gonna have to be at the level that he has been and perform well, because Jaden's breathing down his neck and wants to play as well. So look, I think there'll definitely be opportunities for Sweens, as we've said. There's lots of games coming up. And there will be opportunities for him to play, but I think Jack's been part of that defensive unit that over the last few weeks really has started to shore up and look really tight and solid. And I think Richie wants to keep that together.
We've got some clips here that we're going to take a look at now of some of Jack's performances in an O shirt, and he is of course on loan from Oxford, but he's winning the hearts of the fans, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's all action. He's energetic. He's got that youthful exuberance. He'll get forward. He wants to join in. He wants to do more than just defend. He drives with the ball well. He's obviously a good athlete. Here, just see him galloping forward. And he's reliable. He's consistent. Which I think is one of the main things you need to be as a fullback. You need to know what you're getting from your fullbacks week in, week out. And look, see there, looks solid. Loves the tackle, committed. There's really a lot to like about him.
And it's your area of expertise, of course, Joey, but it's also a really key part to how a Richie Wellens side plays and is successful. When the fullbacks click, we click.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Richie has very specific demands of his fullbacks. In terms of building up from the back, the positions that they take up, joining into the midfield, and being kind of dominant in possession and a part of that. And I think Jack does that well. He likes to get forward and get into attacking areas, but at the same time, he will happily sort of narrow up and join in midfield and help us build through central areas of the pitch as well. So I think he does both things really well, like in an offensive sense with the ball, but look, without the ball as well, he defends really, really well. Defends his back post well, good in 1v1s. He's just a good solid fullback, I think.
He really is. Well, we're going to take a look at the home side starting line up very shortly, but first, let's hear from the main man himself. It's Jack Curry.
Jack, we're off to Barnsley on Saturday. It feels really upbeat around here. What's the mood around the place?
Yeah, it's positive. Look, everyone's positive after the string of games we've had. I think we've lost one in the past sort of 9 or 10, so we're picking up a bit of form, which is nice. But it's really important that we stay on it, we stay focused, we take each game as it comes.
Is that almost one of the main challenges at the moment? We've obviously, there's such a good feel-good factor around the place, but just making sure, that we are on it, we are focused.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, everyone has their job, everyone has their roles, and together that's only possible if we all sort of stick to the main goal. We know what we can achieve as a group, and we know how to do it. We just have to make sure that everyone's focused, everyone's in the right mindset, and we don't get too ahead of ourselves after a couple good results.
And you've been here for about 3.5 months or so now. Just how much are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I've loved it. I've loved every minute. I mean, it's nice sort of getting a consistent run of games. It's nice, getting good results as well, finally, as we've deserved. I mean, I've always said this from the minute I walked through the door. The quality in this place is unbelievable, and it's just about getting the right formula, and I think that's coming slowly but surely. And hopefully we can attack the Christmas period with some excitement and get a few more points.
Just under 10 minutes to go now until kick-off. So let's take a look and see how Barnsley are lining up for this afternoon's fixture. And they're looking to continue their winning run after going on a bit of a barren spell themselves. But starting in goal for Barnsley is their number 23. It's Ben Killip. It's a back three for them with Jonathan Pines and Conor McCarthy alongside the captain Mael Di Givigny. Across that midfield five, they have Corey O'Keefe, John Russell, Kelechi Nakwali, Matthew Craig and Georgie Gent. And then two up top in the shape of Davies Caleb-Dunn and Stephen Humphreys. And on the bench for them is Jackson Smith, Kyron Lofthouse, Vimal Yoganathan, Barry Cotter, Josh Benson, Max Waters and Sam Cosgrove. A former club of yourself, Jabbo, a massive club really for this level really. They will be in and around that playoff spot. They have had a bit of a tricky run of late, but they're a threat at this level, aren't they?
Yeah, they're very much so. I mean, I think the fans demand them to be in and around the playoffs or pushing back to get back into the Championship. And off the back of their winless run and getting the result against Exeter last weekend, everyone's be gearing now to, this is an opportunity for them to kind of solidify a place in their playoffs during the Christmas period.
And yeah, as Jabbo said, it was a 2-1 win over Exeter last week. They came from behind. They'll take a bit of confidence in that. But at the same time, as we've already alluded to earlier, the O's are just as confident. But Barnsley will be probably looking at this at the table and go, they're 18th, we're going to go out there and this is a smaller side and we're going to batter them. But hopefully that's not the case.
Yeah, hopefully not. But no, I think you're right. I think I expect Barnsley to approach the game thinking, look, this is one that we want to try and go out and win. So especially at home, as Jabbo said, the size of the club, they are, the fans expect them, especially at home, to go out there and win games. They want to be, in the upper parts of the division, looking to try and return to the Championship. But we all know that football doesn't always work like that. So I think I expect those to Orient to be really competitive today. We've seen that the away performances of late have been really good. Barnsley, no doubt, will be strong. They will be on the front foot. They'll be looking to try and cause problems, and they have got good players. They've got some really talented attacking players in their lineup. So it'll be a tough test, but yeah, should be a very competitive game, I think.
They've got a lot of goals and a lot of assists spread quite evenly across all their midfield and attacking players. Adam Phillips and Caleb-Dunn both with 5 goals. Humphreys with 4. Conor O'Keefe and Phillips all have a few assists each. It just feels like a fairly dangerous side to be coming up against. We've got some clips here of the kind of goals they do score as well. But our defence is going to have to be really on it to deal with them. But let's hope, if you look here, it's going to be a hard task.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard task because there's like you said, goals are coming from everywhere. Midfield and attacking players are mucking in on the goals. But we have been tight and we can draw a lot of confidence from the way we've been defending and we've been getting blocks in. You see, when they're inside the box, there's some good finishers. They're sharp to second balls. But in all fairness to us, we've been sharp and our goalkeeper's been in good form. So it's going to be an interesting battle today.
It certainly will. But it's Dan Happy, Omar Beckles at the back. They've really built up a partnership in the last 2 years. They shouldn't be afraid of any side's attack.
No, they shouldn't. But I think they'll be aware today that they'll have to work hard to try and keep a clean sheet. I think the likes of Humphreys, Caleb-Dunn are really, really good players at this level. They'll be really dangerous and looking to cause a lot of problems. And I think, as you said, they do have different threats from all over the pitch. They play with sort of good offensive midfielders who want to get in the box, want to get shots off and score goals. And yeah, they've got a number of threats today, so we'll have to make sure that we really are solid defensively. It'd be good to obviously have Jack back in, but and also Ethan returning as a fullback today. So, you know, a position that he's not played in too often this season, with Tom James missing today. So it'll be important that, you know, he's obviously, as much as we want to see him on the ball in offensive areas and sort of joining in the attack, he's going to have to really make sure that, you know, first of all, he's doing his defensive duties today well.
Some points for Barnsley could lift them into the playoff position. For Orient, some points would lift us up the table. It's so tight in and around there. The players have just gone out, but quickly we're at that period now where the points really become a bit more meaningful and everyone's looking at the table a bit more.
100%. You know, when you're playing so many games in a short period of time, when you can just suddenly turn your season on its head and suddenly be challenging further up the table, I think that's very important for us. So it's a big game, and it will set our Christmas run, the start of that, very well.
Well, for one more time before Christmas Day, it's time to see if the O's can pick up themselves some 3 points to put under the tree. Right then, it's time to hand over to our match commentators of Dave Victor and Matt Hiscock.
Good afternoon and welcome to Oakwell, where it's 55 years since Leyton Orient last won. Matt and I have just spoken to Chairman